Hi, this is Paul Kay from K Holistic Therapy, talking about anxiety. Unpleasant feelings are part of our daily lives. They're often there to teach us a lesson. Once we've learned our lesson, they often move on, but they might come back with another lesson later. As a result of these experiences, you're likely to feel sad and stressed. These are perfectly normal emotions to go through from time to time. Everyone feels low and apprehensive about something or other at some point in their lives. But when the unpleasant emotions begin to consume you, then you must act. Anxiety can creep up on you in many ways, from physical and behavioural symptoms that are obvious to more subtler symptoms that mess with your emotional and cognitive state of being. Yet each time, it can leave behind a somewhat similar and familiar feeling, the feeling of being a little more lost, battered and alone. Let's look into the personality concepts that will help you understand how your anxiety works. Now, you cannot understand the average anxious person to understand your anxiety, and you don't need to either. You need to understand the many dimensions within which you and your anxiety exist. Once you start identifying these dimensions, which are mostly characterized by triggers and symptoms, you'll be able to work around them and, in time, overcome them too. Anxiety on the inside can affect what you do and how you act on the outside. And so, if you were to observe your mind and body carefully, you might be able to notice some signs, behavioural and physical, that can tell you what your anxiety might be doing to you. For instance, an anxious person might be dealing with several conflicting and apprehensive thoughts. The internal noise and fear that reverberates inside might make them appear tired, withdrawn, and/or nervous. If you could follow an anxious mind, you might see patterns of unfavourable thoughts that keep playing on and off. These thoughts might be triggers to the anxiety itself, and so addressing them is very important. A clinical technique called imagery exposure, used in therapy, can help address the triggers as well as identify their sources. We also have many other protocols in the therapy range that can do the same and even better. Now, this is a gradual process and is the first step to addressing your anxiety. Once you know what's causing your anxiety, you can, in time, find ways to manage or overcome it. However, sometimes the cause may be buried deeper than you think, in which case you may need the help of a professional therapist like myself to help uncover it and so release it. To be able to solve problems, you must think realistically, coherently, without any chatter. And unfortunately, when anxious, our mind can get tied up in its contemplation wheel and fail to work on more productive and purposeful things. At this point, you should pat yourself on the back. You've made progress and you're a step closer to understanding and managing your anxiety. Take a moment to pause now and then. Stay in the present. This is your reality.